So when you were first cast, there was so much anticipation by the fans to find out who is Jace. How did that feel from your perspective?
It was, it was pretty intense. I didn't know until about 15-20 minutes before they announced it on social media. So I get a conference call from my 2 agents in Los Angeles and my manager, and that's either very good news or very bad news, and you never really know which until they tell you. So you get a call and the assistant says, "Hey, we've got Stephanie and Duncan and Rob on the phone for you." I'm like, "Oh, well, this is the call. I'm going to find out right now." And then they announced it, and I was like, "Oh, it's amazing." I was at my girlfriend's house at the time, and just in absolute kind of exaltation. And then it got announced, and I have, obviously when I'm in LA, I have a British phone and an American phone, and they both started to kind of explode. I didn't know what to do, and I'm going to tell this story. I text my girlfriend just after I found out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they've cast someone as Jace." Kind of anticipating being able to text her in a couple minutes and being like, "I'm just kidding, it was me. I got the part. Don't worry about it." And then both my phones stopped working because of the social media kind of explosion, and I couldn't text her back, and I felt really bad. And then, how long was it, babe?
You were on the phone with your mom.
Oh yeah, I was on the phone with my mum for a long time as well, and then because you kept trying to call me, and I kept.
Yeah, because I was doing exactly what you're doing right now, and I couldn't get a hold of you.
There you go.
Well,
we're still together, so it's fine. It didn't ruin the relationship.
Did she see it on social media before you were able to tell her?
Babe?
No.
No, I told her.
Well, how are Jace's first interactions with Clary in the TV series?
Jace's first interaction with Clary is kind of very black and white. We're the kind of Shadowhunters, myself, Alec and Izzy, Matthew Daddario and Emerald are on a mission, and we're very used to the kind of mundanes, the human beings of the world not being able to see us. They can't hear us. They can't. They're very unaware of what we do. And when I bump into Clary, she's the first mundane I've ever met who can see me. So it's kind of immediately there's an electricity there that is unexplainable to me. I don't understand why this is happening, but the kind of the magnetic sort of attraction is very undeniable. So yeah.
Are you aware of Jace's trajectory in the books, or would you prefer to learn it as
kind of a couple of people have asked me that. I'd prefer to kind of learn it more kind of as it happens, and there's kind of 2 reasons for it. One, I don't want to know where we go. I don't want that to be in my mind when we're kind of doing the scenes and doing the show and episode by episode. I don't want to know what happens at the end, because it's always going to kind of be there, and maybe it will slip into my performance, maybe it won't. I don't know, but I don't want it to. And the kind of the second reason is we're doing the TV show version of this world, and I understand that there's a huge fan following for these books, and we love them with every ounce of us. There's such an amazing fandom to have, but it's important for them and for us that we keep this story fresh and that we keep it kind of new and evolving. So the basis of the story is still there, but we've changed our journey a little bit. So it's important for us that it's important for me specifically that I don't know too much about what's going on and what's necessarily going to happen, because I'm reading it in the scripts day by day.
Well, for those who aren't in the know, what is a Shadowhunter?
Shadowhunter is the Nephilim, are half angel, half human, born and bred demon hunters. And that's what we do. We protect the mundane world from the demon world.
And do you have a favorite set on the new show?
My favorite set is the Institute. We've built this amazing Institute that we have kind of our weapons training room and our operations center, and this is my favorite set to be on. I never feel more like Jace when I'm on that set.
And how long is the process to get the runes applied?
It really depends on what my costume is. If I'm wearing kind of short sleeves or I'm not wearing a shirt, there are obviously more because my body's kind of covered. Whereas today I'm wearing kind of a long sleeve jacket and my gloves, and today I just have the 2 on. So each rune takes maybe 5 minutes to kind of apply. So yeah, it can take quite a while. I can be in the chair for a few hours, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to kind of become Jace over that kind of period, and that's my kind of my time as an actor, to sit and kind of become Jace. Let Jace kind of appear.
Are we going to be seeing any of Jace's backstory with Valentine or anything like that on the series?
So everyone's backstory is covered without kind of giving too much away about the show. Jace's backstory is we're actually in episode 9 and we're starting to kind of look at it now. In episode 8, episode 9, we're starting to look at it a little more. But it is looked at. Absolutely. I think it's very important to know where all these characters came from and how they became who they are, so the audience and we know a full kind of version of these characters, why they are who they are, why they behave the way they behave, and so on and so forth. So yes, we definitely get to see where Jace came from.
And is Jace's association with Lightwoods, does that inspire or affect how he views mundanes at first?
Yes and no. I think our especially in the show, I think our training as Shadowhunters has extrapolated our view of mundanes. We kind of understand our job is to protect them. That's the entirety of what we do. So a failure in doing so is very hard for us. It's very difficult for us. So I don't think it's necessarily my relationship with the Lightwoods so much as it is kind of the training I've been through since I was very small. We understand the mundane's place in the world and our place in the world in kind of retrospect to those. So.
And there's a storyline in the books and in the movie where Jace and Clary think that they may be related. Is that going to be covered in the show? I'm not
telling you. You're gonna have to watch the show. I'm not gonna tell you that. You're gonna have to watch the show. But we definitely have some pretty serious twists and turns for all of the characters. So, yeah.
Well, on the subject of family, can you talk about his interaction with the Lightwoods, particularly like Izzy? And
yeah, absolutely. Well, Izzy, Alec, and Jace were all raised together. And then we have the Lightwood parents, Robert and Maris. So Alec and Izzy and Jace have become this Shadowhunter team, this amazing Shadowhunter team. But especially Alec and Jace are Parabatai, which the closest kind of reference we have is like brothers in arms. But it goes so much further than that it's this kind of bond between two Shadowhunters that cannot be explained by anything else. It's a physical kind of emotional bond that if it was broken, it would be quite a serious test for both their physical and emotional spirit.
And why do you think Shadowhunters will be popular as a TV series?
I think it encapsulates everything that the audience members want. There's romance, there's action, there's intrigue, I think there's a character that everyone, like someone from every different group in the world is going to fall in love with, which it's a show I would watch. I would love this show, and I would fall in love with Jace. Of course I'd fall in love with Jace. He's awesome.